Hey, Fresh Mark Sense here with another fresh review. And if you haven't already guessed, the review I'm doing today is of Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. This comes in Eau de Toilette and it's not to be mistaken with the Eau de Parfum, which smells different. This is a fresh romantic scent and I'm going to get straight into it because I love it so much and talk about the rest of them. So first one I've got over here is Ultra Male, and this is a fresh, juicy pear mixed with cinnamon, and it's almost caramelized by the amber and cinnamon and carnation combination. So let's go through the notes over here. On the top we have pear, bergamot, and mint. So what I really like about this is it's juicy, fresh. It has a unique note of pear, which is it's not very similar to Dior Homme Intense, but it does have that juiciness of it. It does have a similar juiciness, which is a full round pear, like you're biting into a pear, like you get the bitterness of the skin, but you also get the sweetness of the inside of the fruit. So that's how I describe juicy, as a well-rounded flavor. So you have the top note of pear. In the middle, you have some cinnamon, cinnamon, caraway, and carnation flower. Now, what I really like about this is how it changes over time. It starts very minty, and then this middle note has that warmth to it, and in the base there is some patchouli, amber, and dark vanilla. So one thing I forgot is in the top note, in the middle note, there is dark lavender. Now you can smell this in the top note with the pear and the dark lavender. I'd say that the lavender doesn't really come out as strong as in the second level, which is the base, where it starts to get a little bit spicy. So the dark lavender mixes with the ambery caramel, light spiced flower of the carnation. And this is where I think it becomes quite romantic, as in exaggerated in a very swooning, somber, sweet way. That is very, it is in your face in the way that it blasts it out, and it's very exaggerated, but it has a very sultry quality about it, that it gives you the notes piecemeal, and you can pick out the notes if you really try. If you try, you can pick them out, but it really melds together to produce a very seductive effect, almost like roses, but spiced. So it's got a spiced rose effect, but this is more of a powdery cinnamon, lightly spiced rose. The caraway, usually caraway is a very spicy seed that would bring a lot of spice, and it could overpower something. But with the sweetness of the pear, the mint, and the pear, the mint, and the dark lavender. Sorry, it doesn't have bergamot in it. It has lavender on the top and the middle, and the juxtaposition between the spiciness of the flower and the sweetness of the pear, it doesn't really clash. It turns into a caramelized pear with a nice amber note at the base, amber and dark vanilla, which gives it a richness that I would say is very classy, very smooth, and it doesn't come off harsh at any point. But you can wear this at the club or something like that if you want some attention when you're moving by. It does react nicely. Ciliage is off the scale. I would say you'd smell it when you come into the room. Somebody would smell you, I've worn this, and somebody on the bottom floor, when I was about to open the door for them, when somebody else opened the door for them and they just came in and I was coming downstairs, they smelt me. And that was something incredible that I could only get from, I just realized this has the shine line of it and makes it look like it's got a tan line around there. Jacques Chimesh, very nice. Looks like it's one of those Borat Speedos or something in the light. Well, anyway, very nice. So it's a very smooth, spicy scent, and the amber gives it a nice, deep richness. This is also a very interesting detail. You take what you want from that, but you are definitely unleashing a powerful scent. So yes, ciliage is in the same room, you'd smell it. In terms of longevity, I really like the longevity of this. This is a strong 6 hours projection that you'd smell it off the skin. And in terms of projection for the rest of the night, as a skin scent, I would say it lasts another 4 hours solid. So you'd get about 11 hours usage of it until it's completely gone from your skin. So I really love this. I'd recommend this over a lot of other perfumes that sort of have a flowery note or more of an oud note. I know a lot of people like to try and get into the rose nowadays. I've tried to get into rose scents. I started with the oud. There was oud Paolo, and this oud Paolo, it had a very strong rose note. I had a Bulgarian rose note, and this had a full rounded floral effect. What I really like about this is that this doesn't come off as feminine. Some people have said that it can be used unisex because it has a powdery sweetness to it. I would say that the bubblegum note on the top note that everybody talks about, it is there, but it's more of an effect from the residual mint that stays throughout the scent, but a light mintiness, no toothpaste, no eucalyptus too fresh up your nose, acids, acid, anything. It's just smooth pear, and the mint, it adds a refreshing note that lasts throughout the whole scent. The mint and the amber especially, that is present throughout the whole scent. So a mix between the carnation flower, the amber, and the pear gives a very nice effect of the bubblegum, which is a sweet, smooth, powdery scent. So this is, I'd recommend you buy a larger bottle simply because these scents are very expensive. I've seen about £47 for a 40ml, and I don't understand that because I paid £70. It's the best deal I've ever seen. £70 for 200ml, and that is a Versace Eros kind of price. I would label it in the same ballpark as Versace Eros in terms of club, out there scents that will get you noticed, that are sweet, that are fresh, that are seductive, have an element of seductive in it, and also work very well under movement. So when you start moving and swaying a little bit, this is actually gonna give you that freshness again. You'd still smell sweet and floral, and it would hold the notes. So I really like this, and I bought this in 200ml. So check it out. Don't take my word for it. A lot of people have said that Le Male, oh, I'm bored of these bubblegum vibe scents, but really, this is quite original. You can say, pardon me, you can say that this is not original. There are loads of Le Male scents, but I think that this is different from the rest of the Le Male range, and this is why I got it. I would like, if I had a preference, to have one perfume from each brand to sort of get a flavor of it, but I like this more mature version of the original Le Male, the Ultra Male. So check it out. Let me know what you think and tell me if I missed anything, because it's a very complex scent and I may have missed some notes, but I think I'm quite comprehensive in the way that I go about detailing the notes from top, middle, and base. And let me know if I missed anything, and if you find an original Lamale, because I think this is the most original Lamale, the ultra male, but and the other Lamales, they seem to be the same perfume when I look on Fragrantica, but with different notes. I've seen a pirate, I've seen I don't know, a fairy and an alien or something. They got all sorts of perfumes, perfume little. They dress it up a little bit, the original Lamale. But tell me if there's another original Lamale that you would like to recommend. I heard that the Superman Lamale is quite good as well and also has a bubblegum note. Right now, I prefer this for the sweetness and the spiciness. I could wear this. I'm quite an outgoing character. I mean, this is like, if I'm not wearing anything, I'd be wearing bright colors and I'll be expressing myself. I don't really have a problem wearing a scent that has a great ciliage and would attract a lot of attention. I don't mind garnering a bit of attention like that. But some people who are more reserved, they can go for something a little bit, well, I don't want to say boring, but I recommend this to a lot of people. I think it would give them some character, even if they don't like to get attention for this scent. I think it's worth trying out. And if you like your rose scents, definitely check this out. So, Fresh Mark Scents out. That's Ultra Male for you. Check it out for yourself and stay fresh. Hey, now, just before I forget, for the purpose of demonstration, I'm going to spray this and let you guys know what I think. Great atomizer. One more. Be a bit careful with my eyes. What I get off the top note is juicy pear, light carnation spice, very nice minty spearmint note. I wouldn't say this is a sharp mint, this is spearmint or sweet mint. And the dark lavender. Now, I said that the lavender comes in on the middle or the top, simply because the darkness of the lavender strikes first and the deepness of the lavender is revealed in the mid of the dry down, let's say. So what I'm getting now, I'm getting a little bit of that cinnamon, but it's not really cinnamon, it's a carnation. Cinnamon is slightly, it's sweet, but it's a little bit more dry in how spicy it is. Carnation is light, floral, slightly floral, but it's a rounded off spicy note. But just before it gets spicy, the amber is coming in now. Amber and dark vanilla. When this dark vanilla hits with the dark lavender, something really powdery and sweet emerges. And then it caramelizes the pear. When the base comes, the amber, it brings back the sweetness of the juicy round pear. And then it caramelizes it. So what you're left with is a light spice of carnation with a tiny bit of mint and a caramelized pear note. So this is, I mean, I've already told you before, I really like this. But if you are not used to your sweet scents and you don't like powdery scents, if you're all about your strong man, woody, maybe vetiver fresh scents rather than woody powdery iris or powdery iris, you might want to, you always should check perfumes before you buy them. To blind buy something is, I've done it before, but it's very risky and it's almost foolhardy unless you have the choice. Nowadays, with everything closed, I asked the shop assistant if they could spray on their self because they're not allowed to spray. So they sprayed on themselves, and I got a test of this ultraviolet. But I was trying to test it against the Prada Luna Rossa, which also is a silver, the silver one with the red tag. This is also a mint scent, and I find it very hard to tell the difference. I smelt it a little bit from her area, but she wasn't able to get 2 meters. The assistant was not able to get 2 meters within my reach, so I couldn't actually smell the scent. So check this out. If you're okay with things being powdery as long as they're romantic and smooth, I really like the roses vibe of it, which is not feminine, as in like it's not peony. Peony is very sort of lipsticky, feminine rose, but carnation has a light spiciness to it, but has a tinge of floral essence. So I really like the the rounded nature of this. It's got and juicy pear, dark lavender, amber, and the dark vanilla. These are things that really stick out. The patchouli is more of a light freshness that sort of uh, stops the perfume from being too powdery and adds some sweet depth to it. But the sweetness of the patchouli is, of course, overridden by the amber, the pear, and the vanilla. So I would say get this if you want something to stand out with, something with great ciliage, you don't mind your rose perfumes, and you want to try something a little bit spicy, a little bit different. So check it out, Ultra Male Eau de Toilette.